There are three issues that emerge when we deconstruct or analyze the speech of PM Modi. Let me elaborate on each of them very briefly. Number one, did Prime Minister Manmohan Singh actually say what Modi claimed he said? That Muslims have the first right to resources. Now, here is what Manmohan Singh said in his speech in 2006, quote, "We will have to devise innovative plans to ensure that minorities, particularly the Muslim minority, are empowered to share equitably in the fruits of development. They must have the first claim on resources," unquote. Now, 3 points on this. A, they could be interpreted as meaning all minorities, or because Muslims were mentioned specifically, only Muslims. In any case, grammatically, it is ambiguous. B, why should minorities, including Muslims, have the first right to resources? It should be the poor, whether be from minority or majority. And C, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh remained the Prime Minister 8 years after he made this contentious speech. Is there, I ask you, any video clip of his refuting the claim that he said Muslims must have the first right to resources? Any video from hundreds of press conferences he gave from 2006 to 2014? No. Number two, the most pertinent issue that Modi has brought up through his speech is that of the draconian, and I'm sorry, there's no other word to describe it, diabolical Congress promise of wealth redistribution, straight out of the pocket diaries of Mao and Pol Pot. Common sense tells you that beyond the wealth that is anyway redistributed through the income and corporate taxes, any further redistribution amounts to the Marxist idea of looting those who generate wealth, or as Marx famously said, from each according to his ability to each according to his need. But who decides what is ability and what is need? Altruism must always be a fraction of truism. Congress raised corporate tax to 45% in 1991. Modi reduced it to 22%. Because common sense tells you that zealous redistribution of wealth actually reduces wealth. And total redistribution of wealth reduces wealth totally. Because it removes the incentive from people who generate wealth to generate wealth. Because it makes a segment of population, the recipients, uncompetitive and unproductive, because it destroys every nation that has ever implemented it. The metaphor of gold and Mangal Sutra being stolen by the Congress to be redistributed was a, I have to say, clever and cunning ploy by PM Modi to criticize wealth redistribution without cushioning its evil nature through merely mentioning redistribution of corporate wealth instead. So it struck a chord. Look, this anti-science communist cult that birthed redistribution of wealth has resulted in the murder of 100 million innocents. It is the antithesis of Darwinism in that it abjures competition and empathy. It attracts hateful, incompetent failures in life. It cushions their guilt of destroying things they are incapable of ever building. One must understand, Rahul, the thin lines that divide communism, anarchy and revolution are there for a purpose. Hopscotch. Rahul and his lapdogs have perfected the art of jumping from one square to another. Communism today, anarchism tomorrow, revolution forever. Finally, just 30 seconds. Of those who say Modi indulged in hate speech. Well, if quoting a former prime minister, mentioning infiltrators and those with more kids without identifying them directly is hate speech, then what is, I ask you, chanting 5 times a day, no one has the right to be worshipped but Allah 4062, polytheists, i.e. Hindus are the worst of creatures 98:6, those who disbelieve in our verses, we will drive them into a fire, do not disbelieve as friends unless they convert and kill them if they refuse. Is that hate speech? Is singling out kafirs and ordering their murder hate speech? Answer if you have the guts.